and welcome everybody to a very special episode of Backwater Bastards. This isn't your usual programming. Today we are joined by special guests from one of our fellow podcasts, Realms of Peril Glory.
Woo!
With me today, we've got Pip.
Hello.
Woo, woo, woo.
And we've got Naiomi.
Hell yeah.
Woo, woo, woo. I felt like I had to do that.
Yeah, I know. I set you up.
Yeah.
You were
Sorry.
contractually obligated.
And Taylor's here as well.
Yeah, they couldn't.
Nice.
They couldn't get rid of me.
So our buddies from Realms and us, we're going to play a different game today. And it's a game, I don't know that have any of us played this before?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, so this is like a initial
case
reaction
scenario.
game as
Hell
well.
yeah.
Best case scenario.
What we are playing is a game called You Awaken in a Strange Place.
Every day.
So guys, Pip, Naiomi, Realms of Peril and Glory, tell us a little bit about yourselves.
My name is Pip Gladwin, and I'm notoriously very good at this. Realms of Peril and Glory is the podcast that I'm from. We play a bunch of different systems, a lot of little short form campaigns all over the place. I guess I'd describe myself as someone who, I can't describe myself as someone who plays tabletop RPGs for a living because nobody will pay me to do it. But I do it all the time to an extent that it really negatively impacts the other parts of my life. But I love it very much, and that's why I keep doing it. I'm also a voice actor and, most excitingly, a warehouse operative. Over to you, Naomi.
Hi, I am Naomi Fixit, the sad girl under your bed, and you can find my show at The Kilder. So I write a spooky show set in Scotland. I'm also on Realms of Peril and Glory, most famously as your favourite chicken nugget wizard, Montgomery Barker. And I am also on Who Lives Who Dice, and I'll be guesting all over the show. You can find out more on my podcast.
Fantastic.
Man, that was like markedly better than mine. Fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Well, there's different kinds of charm, and I think you both turned on, both kinds.
Looks like you brought what you had.
Yeah.
You want to check these guys out and you can't be bothered like trying to work out how to type things, we'll put some links in the show description here. So scroll down wherever you're listening to this right now and there'll be some links there for you. But now we know who we are, I guess we need to talk a little bit about the game we're about to play.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
So ready.
So, You Awaken in a Strange Place. It's a fully improvised RPG. It's a 4-player game. It's designed by Jacob Andrews. And it's very improvisation heavy. It's very storytelling driven. And I'm really excited to play it. The basic, the philosophy of the game is GMs don't need to prepare anything. We all show up and we build it as we go. Anything that I, as the GM, or any of you as the players, say about the world becomes true about the world.
Uh-oh.
Which is, strikingly dangerous.
This is going to be great.
And we play a single session that should be a story that begins, middles, and ends.
Oh, it will middle and end. And begin.
So I think, as the rules themselves and the creation of the scenario and the characters are the game itself, I'll just explain things as we go.
I like
Cool
it.
beans.
Beautiful.
So I will be the GM for the day. Those of you who are, potentially coming here from Realms to listen to us, I am DM Dick Dynamite. The guys sometimes call me Dickie or Ricky.
We're not allowed to call you Ricky anymore.
DM Dick Dynamite will do just fine. And I'm going to be the GM today. As from this moment on, I no longer count as a player as far as the, all the definitions for this contract go. In fact, I am unto a god now.
Okay.
But we do have 3 players, and I'm going to get all 3 of you to pick up 2 D6 and roll them. And we're going to have a look at who rolled what.
All right. Yeah.
All right, so we've got a 10 from Naomi.
I have a 7.
A 10, a 7.
3 and
9.
6.
Okay, so 10, 9, 7 if we're going from top to bottom. So the player with the highest roll silently thinks of a genre.
Uh-oh.
So that's Naomi. Play of a genre's in your head. Pick one, stick to it, think about it. The player with the middle roll, that is Taylor, thinks of an adjective.
Okay, I got that. I
Okay.
know at least 4.
Just a single adjective. And the player with the lowest roll, Pip, you think of a location. Get a location going in your brain.
Yep.
Once everyone has decided, we'll all state them out loud, and they become the truth of the game we are playing. So is everybody settled on their word?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
It's all right. It'll get there.
Yep.
You're
I got
boiling
it.
up a good
Nah,
one.
I got it.
Maybe I should have taken this time to redo my telling you of the rules to get them right, but I feel like me getting the rules wrong is,
That's
That's
the
what
third
waking
kind of-
up in a strange place is all about.
Oh yes, also it's the third kind of charming,
Yeah.
that elusive third type of charming.
Okay, so we are all ready to name our things.
Yep.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I'm so
Okay.
excited.
Pivotal moment. So, Naomi, genre.
Okay, so I'm thinking like solar sci-fi. So it's like sci-fi, but like a little bit pasty, a little bit futury Treasure Island. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
Solar sci-fi. Okay, I'm down. Taylor, you have got for us an adjective?
Yeah, I do. I have one. But the thing is that my mind kind of died after the second one.
That's okay.
And so I'm going to have to go with delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. With all the
Yeah.
possible interpretations of that word.
Go
So
Exactly.
we've got a
off.
delicious solar sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And Pip, give me a
Um,
location.
Steamboat.
Oh, really cute.
On a steamboat.
That's where my
perfect.
brain went. That was the first place
Now-
my brain went. I don't know why.
So we all get to sort of have a discussion about what this means for us. We've got a delicious steamboat solar sci-fi. My first question I think here is, do we think it's like literally like an old-timey steamboat, or is it some sort of solar sci-fi equivalent of a steamboat?
I think that works better.
Yeah.
I think
These things feel like
Yeah.
neighbors.
they do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so. I mean, say all three of those things in a row. There's so many S sounds in that. This is just.
Yeah.
Can you just see like an old steamboat just like going through space?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of
Yeah,
imagine...
I think the paddles are like going through the Milky Way. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
Oh,
churning
yeah.
out
Oh,
stars
yes,
as they
yes.
go.
That's-
nice.
That's the exact
Incredible.
aesthetic.
All right,
Okay,
all right,
I think we're all in
I'm on
agreement
it.
that this is a
I'm
cool,
on
a cool
board.
look then. So this is definitely a
Yeah.
solar
Yeah.
steamboat.
And
I love this.
it's delicious.
What's delicious about it?
Delicious. Yeah, what's the deliciousness? Now, are we thinking delicious literally?
That would be
possibly.
That would be insane.
I mean, we can be insane.
We can do
or
that.
Possibly, like this is a steamboat / restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Like with sort of a deck, almost semi-outdoor seating, like fine dining under, well, not even under the stars, amongst the
Pip,
stars.
Yeah,
Pip,
I mean,
raise
that's-
your
No,
problems.
no.
now.
This is giving some like restaurant at the end of the universe kind of vibes. This is like
We open at 6.
you sail.
We are a restaurant.
Yeah,
And now
Yeah.
we say restaurant. Is this fine dining or is this more like a sort of
yeah.
a diner?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hella fine dining.
It's fine dining. Okay.
this is see the stars and eat
Yeah.
incredible food aboard our solar steamboat.
Nobody's eating here for free.
This is the journey of a lifetime.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm going to write down here a fine dining restaurant on board a solar steamboat
I love it.
traversing
Hmm.
the Milky Way.
That is truly delicious.
Delicious.
But dairy-free options are available.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's been renamed the Oat Milky Way. Yeah.
Very good.
Now, do we think this is like humans from our Earth in the future where solar
Yes,
steamboats
plus.
have become a possibility?
There are humans, but there are also like big purple guys with
got
like
some other-
Some
CG
other
heads,
species at play.
you know?
Yeah.
So this is sort of, like a gathering of like maybe humans did bring the sort of the notion of like, oh, like a sit down fine dining experience and of course the aesthetic of a steamboat, but maybe much of the technology and culture is
I like that.
also
Yeah.
alien.
That works for
I
me.
think the food is definitely alien.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, the next thing we got to do, and this is a bold one. Each of you gets to make one statement about the world of the game. And as per the core tenets of game system, whatever you say immediately becomes true about the world. So it doesn't necessarily have to immediately relate to the steamboat. You could just be setting the rules of physics or setting the rules of social conduct or just, realities that are true about this world.
Oh, I could be a real little fucker. I've got some thoughts.
You could be. You're gonna be. I've met you.
I think like if we agree on anything tonight, it's that we have to bring the fuckery.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Well, I'll give you the example that they put in the rulebook because I quite like this. Samantha thinks for a minute and then says that in this world, the main threat to humanity is cyber spiders.
Cool. Yeah.
And yeah, that was off the back of, was it a Western, a high school Western. So clearly,
Sure.
there are no rules.
Okay.
So how are we doing?
I think that Pip should get to go first before I fuck everything up.
You say that like I have anything to say.
I'm really excited about this.
Oh. I quite like a small detail that we're all going to have to adhere to, character-wise. That's
Nice.
what I like, because I trust both of you to be like, here's a huge thing that's
So
going to fuck
it's-
the entire world.
It's a little thing, but it means that this reality differs greatly from the one we're used to
I can't tell you how much I crave that.
by virtue of some tiny detail.
Everyone in the sort of, if we're talking the sort of civilized worlds, everyone in this universe carries a sword.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, that's simple.
It's just become completely,
Did you just give us all swords?
I gave everyone a sword.
Yeah, you're guaranteed
Everyone
to have at
carries
least one
baby.
sword. Everyone, every single person in this universe carries a sword.
Good shit.
Put weapons in immediately.
Yeah, everyone's
Love
got a
it.
sword, and we can take from that. What
And
we want.
that's with that wording. We have to take that very literally. So I think if a baby shows up, they're going to have a tiny little
Yep.
sword.
Perfect.
on
I
the
think it's
side.
only customary. You get one when you're born. It's like the IKEA beds where it like
You get the-
and it gets like
you get the
older. It extends to get bigger as the kid grows, and then when they get to like a certain age, they're like, "No, you can have an adult bed now and your adult sword."
There you go.
Perfect. All right, everyone has a sword.
Okay. Either of the other of you have a statement
Yeah.
ready for me.
Go.
Yeah, I got one. There is a universe-wide renowned food critic dining with us this evening, but they died, and we can't let anybody know about it because it would destroy the restaurant.
Okay. I mean, you
Adding a
kind
lot
of
plot here, but like, go off, Queen.
you're kind of jumping the gun here because we are going to get into
Don't worry
missions
about
later.
it.
But that
It's
means that
extra.
this is not a mission. This is actually like a background detail that is very true.
It's just a background detail. They were dining with us. They're dead.
Oh, as in they were at the restaurant, eating at the restaurant, and they died during. Okay.
They didn't die in the restaurant. They died like in their room. It was not any of our shit. We didn't
Okay.
do it.
Okay.
But they are dead.
There's been a murder. There's been a murder, and everyone has a sword.
It would ruin our rep.
If anyone knew,
People would think it was our food, and it wasn't. They had their own shit.
it was a terrible sword accident.
Okay, so here's the statement I've got. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've written this down as, there is a universe-renowned food critic visiting this evening, but they died,
Yeah.
and we can't let anyone know. They died in their
Yes.
room, unrelated to the food.
Should we make it that the restaurant can't let anyone know? Because
The restaurant.
we still might
Yeah,
all
just in
choose
case,
to be.
'cause, I mean,
employees
anyone here-
I
but-
mean, like, as a restaurant, we probably don't want people to know because...
No, I know, but
As
I
a
just
sentient
mean that.
restaurant.
But you might not be,
We
you might
might
not
not
work at a
characters
restaurant,
might be-
you know,
you're
you might be a
regular-
customer.
regular old purple guy, and you find out, you're not
You
going to
still don't want anybody to know.
yourself.
Yep, my character, regular purple guy. That's his full name.
And so what you need to know, regular ass purple guy, is that if the restaurant finds out that you're talking shit, swords
We've all
up.
got swords.
That is almost like a
Damn it,
bonus,
you know-
a bonus statement that we've picked up along the way, haven't we? That there are big purple guys.
We
like,
know
we know
they're
for a
here.
fact.
We
We've said
have
it twice
seen
now.
one.
They're
I gotta-
big purple
yeah,
guys.
Okay, so restaurant
It's
critic
Pip.
dead. I mean, it's
It's
gonna
just
be.
Pip.
It's gonna be. You
It
said
is
it, so
going
it's
to be.
true now.
Yeah,
You
it's
said
too
it,
late.
so it's true now. But we'll again,
no.
we'll get there.
Can I go and ruin everybody's day, please?
Yes.
Oh, I wish
Please,
that you.
please,
I,
I
wish
would
that
like
you
to
Yes,
would.
ruin
I think it's your
everybody's
turn.
day. Thank you.
Let's have it.
The rules of etiquette in this universe dictate that that conversations must be spoken in rhyme. Otherwise, it's considered exceedingly rude.
Okay.
Fuck.
I think.
Okay.
Hey, you know what?
Naomi.
Fair enough.
Naomi.
He's so pissed.
Fair enough.
Super fuck you.
Okay, listen. This is a rung down. I was gonna go for like full singing musical, so this is like my step down version for Pip. I'm being so nice right now.
This is okay. I think you've given us an easy out because sure, you have to speak in rhyme to be
Yeah, but if
considered
you wanna be
polite.
rude, you don't
but
have to.
nobody said these characters
This is fine
care about
dining.
etiquette.
And who is meaner than a serving staff at a fine dining establishment?
So in fact, when you rhyme, you are just showing your adherence to the social norms. You're showing the fact that you are
Deference.
being polite. But I would say it's perhaps a very British form of politeness. In fact, if someone starts rhyming at you a little bit too much, it might start coming across as kind of smarmy.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm even more interested in it now.
Pip's about to lay some sick bars.
I'm about to drop some beats.
But okay, here are our 3 statements. Everyone, and I've italicized the everyone in this universe carries a sword. There is a universe-renowned food critic visiting this evening. They died in their room. The restaurant can't let anyone know. And side note, the death was unrelated to the food.
Excellent.
And the rules of etiquette in this universe dictate that conversations must be spoken in rhyme or else you're considered very rude.
The look that Pip is giving me through the camera is so enjoyable.
I knew doing this with you was going to be a mistake. I knew it was going to be a mistake.
Poetic, swashbuckling space restaurateurs.
I can't wait. I just hate the rhyming part.
Hooray!
Well, maybe you can find a way around it because we're
Heck
about to
yeah.
create our characters. So, everybody is going to pick up their 2d6 again and roll again.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. Oh, wow. I got a 3.
I also got a 3.
3.
Ooh.
We got
Three's
another
a dawn.
3.
7, 5, and 2.
Nice.
7. Okay, so Tay is definitely first. I'm not sure how we do a tiebreaker. Like,
Fight to the
maybe
Yeah.
Swords at dawn.
fight to the death. All right. On your marks, get set, go.
Stab.
I mean, there might be internet lag here, but it looks like Pip won the battle to the death. So,
Okay.
Naomi, you'll be going last in the character creation, which
Ideal.
You and the food critic are in the walk-in cooler.
could be an advantage in this if you wanted to, ruin everybody's day again.
That's my trademark. You're welcome.
The player with the highest roll describes what kind of character they want to be. So I want a name and the most basic conceptual description of the kind of person they are, perhaps how they look a little bit.
I'm gonna be called Big Gene.
Hell yeah.
Big Gene.
Big Gene. And I am like...
Is that Gene? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only kind of gene I like.
Nice.
And I am actually really small. I'm kind of like the
Really
bad
small.
guy from Monsters, Inc. because that's just how I'm feeling today. Like the little snaky, lizardy...
Oh.
Little baby.
Not
Oh,
the
okay.
catalyst.
No.
So you're kind of like a
Little
small skink
lizardy
type thing.
little baby.
I'm into it.
Small
yeah,
lizard
but
baby.
I'm Big Gene.
Who's ironically
Yeah.
called Big Gene. Or is it unironic and they are big for their
Nope,
species?
I'm really little.
It's ironic. So it's all these humans and big purple guys are calling you
But I'm aggressive and crazy.
aggressive.
And people are
Aggressive,
calling me
crazy.
Big Gene because of that. It's like kind of a respect thing. And I work in the kitchen, but like I'm not really allowed to do much. I just kind of like hack up meat and stuff.
So you're kind of like a kitchen porter,
Yeah, like I definitely don't get to carry plates.
for lack of a... I mean, that's probably the job description.
I'm not allowed to touch the plates.
Not allowed to touch the plates.
I'm
Kitchen
real
porter who can't
gross,
touch the
too, I
plates.
think. Like just, it's part of my vibe. Like
I'm sensing a theme based on having only seen you in 2 games.
I love to be gross.
Aggressive, crazy, and gross.
Oh no, it's just like I love it. I love being a terrible little disgusting baby.
I love that for you.
It's my dream.
Naomi, what character are you going to be? Because you usually play a terrible, disgusting baby.
I know.
There's a lot of space on this ship for terrible,
For
disgusting
terrible,
babies.
disgusting
I'm
babies.
going
Yeah,
to be
you're
a
right.
different, terrible, disgusting baby. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's a whole spectrum of us.
Okay, so I've written down here, Tay's playing Big Gene. Big Gene, who is a really small lizard baby. Aggressive, crazy, and gross. Works in the kitchen as some sort of useless kitchen porter who is certainly not allowed to touch the plates.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody does.
Fantastic. So Big Gene does have
Yeah.
a role within the restaurant that is vaguely sensible. Okay, now we are going to go for some skill verbs. A verb is a doing word, so we want 4 words, things that you are good and bad at doing. So you're going to have one that you are amazing at, you get
Okay.
+2. One that you're good at, you get +1. One that you're bad at, -1. And one that you are horrible at, which would be -2.
Okay, I'm gonna go with peeling.
As good or bad?
Peeling, is that your +2?
Yeah, I'm gonna make that +2. Because you don't know what.
Peeling
I'm
+2,
peeling.
fantastic.
Could be a whole guy. Or a tiny orange in one piece.
That's true.
Key thing is Big Gene can peel things.
Tasting.
Tasting.
Yeah,
I love
peeling
it.
and tasting.
That's a +1, yeah?
Great.
All right, so those are the things you are exceptionally good at. There will be a whole bunch of things. In fact, I'm going to get to pick them myself once you guys are all done. Anything that you guys don't fill in that I think should be skills in this game we're creating, I will create. So don't worry too much about your plus zeros. What are you
What
bad
am I
at?
bad at? Well, probably communicating. Yeah, I can feel that
Communicating.
coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a -2 or a -1?
It's a -2.
-2. And one more failing of Big Gene.
One more failing, probably like jumping.
Jumping.
Good.
A
Like,
lizard who
onto
can't
other
jump.
shit.
Jump good.
Yeah.
More of a maybe more of a climber than a jumper.
Yeah, like agility in general.
Well, we'll go with jumping because I think
We'll go with jumping.
a single verb is intriguing as a skill.
Yeah. I'm about single verbs.
Okay, so Big Gene, great at peeling, good at
Yeah.
tasting, bad at jumping, terrible at communicating.
Yeah.
Possibly not going to have to rhyme that much then. Or
Interesting.
does Big
or
Gene
rhymes too much.
maybe Big Gene is quite polite and does try to rhyme, but is not good at it.
That's why
It's
people
a
hate
hard
me.
life.
Okay, who's next, Pip?
Yes. Hello. Well, I've gone with the spirit of the game. Because of that, Taylor has already decided the name of my character.
Excellent.
I will be playing Reg-Ular as Purple Guy of the Nexus 5 Purple Guys. And he is, I've got 3 words to describe him. He is a simple space lawyer.
Simple space lawyer.
Oh no.
Now, is he a regular ass purple guy by name and by appearance?
So it's Reg-Ular is his first name.
Mm-hmm.
The Ass Purple Guy family are actually quite prominent. They're a quite rich family. So he does come from money.
Okay.
But he is a purple guy.
He is
like,
regular.
Like he has the color
Yes.
purple.
Yeah, he is one of our aforementioned Purple Guy aliens.
Big purple guy.
Big
I
purple
mean,
guys.
I'm kind of
That's what
seeing
they
a
are.
slightly different silhouetted Grimace. I mean, am I on the right line here?
Yeah, no, I love that. Put a white suit on it, and you got it. You absolutely got it.
You mean like hot grimace?
Yeah, it's hot Grimace.
Body
It's
yaddy
hot Grimace.
yaddy.
It's hot Grimace with what might be a southern accent. We'll find out.
Stacked.
Okay,
nasty
so I've put in
grimace.
brackets after Grimace with a better silhouette wearing a white suit, hot Grimace.
Hot Grimace.
Ripped.
That's him.
Maybe this is probably a good point to define why he's on this restaurant steamboat as well. Is he anything to do with the restaurant, or is he just
Yeah,
here?
I think he is the
proprietor.
I think he represents well, he's not the proprietor, but I think he represents the company. In any sort of legal suits, he will represent the company who own the restaurant. And he hasn't taken a trip on the steamboat up to this point. So this is his first, like, I'm actually going to experience it rather than this being like a work thing. It's actually he's there
not there on
technically.
business.
The boss said, "You've been
He
working
is not
too
there-
hard.
Yeah,
Here,
exactly.
Have some
He's-
free ticket."
Precisely.
So
he's
much
not there
for
in an
that.
official capacity, but he does have an official capacity. And a sword, obviously.
What
So
a
he
shame.
is a very wealthy, prominent space lawyer in a white suit, potentially a southern accent. He represents
Delicious.
the company in all legal disputes, but this is his first time on the steamboat, and he's here to enjoy himself. He's not here on business. He certainly doesn't want to hear about
Precisely.
any dead critics.
That would be really bad for business. Yeah.
All right, let's get some skill verbs.
2 good ones, 2 bad ones. Let's see. I'm going to put in, I think being a lawyer, I think I'm going to give him a +2 in charm is what I'm going to do, because I feel like he would
Or
have
charming. Charming as
Sure,
a verb.
yeah.
He's good at
Charm,
charming
yes, sorry,
people.
you're absolutely right. I forgot what verbs were. Yeah. +1. I think this is a feature of his particular species. I'm going to give him a +1 to bouncing.
Bouncing.
Hell
So we have
yeah.
essentially, as
Why
well,
not?
within that, we've established that these big purple guys are quite bouncy by nature.
Yeah, we have determined.
I'm
that.
seeing it right now.
Um,
I'm imagining it.
Oh yeah.
They got bounced
Yeah.
all the way around.
There are
they
big,
do.
bouncy purple guys.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't necessarily mean they're all good at
No.
bouncing. It's just regular happens. to be
Regular is
good at
an
it.
exceptional bouncer, or at least a good bouncer.
Bad bouncing.
-1. I'm going to give him a -1 to dancing. He's really
Bad at
bad
dancing?
dancer. He's an
Thank you.
exceptional.
We've got a
bad
-2
dancer.
to
Good.
dancing. Okay.
So really bad. It's good at bouncing, not good at dancing. And a -1. It just amuses me to hobble my character in this world. I'm going to give him a -1 to sword fighting.
Hell yeah!
He carries one. He's just not very good at it.
I see what you did there.
So this isn't a -1 to fighting. This is a -1 to sword fighting.
Sword fighting. He's great at bounce fighting, which is the traditional combat of his people.
All right. So this is
Great.
Regular,
Done.
our purple guy, who is a simple space lawyer. He's a big purple guy, but his family are important, and he is a wealthy big shot. He looks a bit like Grimace with a better silhouette, wearing a white suit, aka Hot Grimace.
Hot Grimace.
Hot grimace.
He represents the company, as in the Steamboat Restaurant Company, in legal disputes. But this is his first time on the Steamboat, and he is here to let us hair down and have a good time. He's certainly not here on business. He is exceptionally charming, but he is not good at sword fighting. He is good at bouncing, however, but terrible at dancing.
Perfect.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Big Gene, we've got Regular ass purple guy.
I recognize that it is a bad name, but there you go.
Regular. I mean, maybe people call him Reggie or Eula for like short.
Perhaps only my closest friends.
And then he bounces at him real bad.
Is that him? Yeah.
Okay, Naiomi.
Hi. I would like to be the incompetent son of the owner of this ship,
Fantastic.
who is doing boss undercover, essentially. So I've been sent to learn the business and start at the bottom. For it will shape me into a good man, except I'm just shit. That's my plan.
Is this a young son or like an old son who's had enough?
Oh, this is like this voice be cracking.
Okay.
That's where we
yes.
at.
So we're talking like adolescent.
Oh, yeah. And I would like to have a -2 in women. Thank
Okay, so
you.
immediately we're going for the -2 in women. Womanizing?
Real life.
Naomi.
I mean, this is not a verb, but for some reason I'm actually wanting to accept it because I think we can all understand what having a -2
like
to
it.
women kind of means.
I know exactly what this means.
Thanks.
And this is
I've got
going to
it.
be tough for Naomi because Naomi in real life has a +2 to women. But there you go. You know, sometimes you just
+2's
gotta-
like, it's really like underselling it. So I would like to have a +2 to juggling.
Juggling.
Yeah, I'm happy to swap it for like balancing, but like I feel like that's kind of like
That's
'cause
what got you
I'm-
in trouble with the women.
Is this the human son
Yes.
of the owner? Right. Okay.
Yes. Human fail son. That's what he is.
Incompetent, failed human son. Okay. We're
Oh,
getting
that
somewhere
hits.
with this description.
That
So,
definitely hits.
+2 to
Okay.
juggling,
I mean, yeah,
-2 to
I'm one of
women.
those.
I'm already getting a picture of this
Oh yeah.
of this fellow. I feel like he would much rather be in the circus than working at a restaurant for sure.
I think that he doesn't know what he wants. He's just afraid.
Oh, it's just a skill he picked up.
Vibes.
Yeah, I would like to have a +1 to screaming.
+1 to
Thank you,
screaming.
for this audio medium which we are engaging in.
You just need to practice your optimized screaming. Because there's such a thing as a stage scream. Oh, that was a heavy metal
beautiful.
scream, wasn't it? That came out much more heavy metal than I
I'll
anticipated.
have more of that, please.
So we need a -1, and we've
Yeah.
rounded out these skill verbs.
And I would like to have a -1 in lying. Thank you.
Ooh,
Bad at
Nice.
lying.
it's gonna be good.
Thank you.
Great at juggling, good at screaming, bad at lying, terrible at women.
Yeah, but
Amazing.
The incompetent, failed human son of the owner, sent to learn the family business at the bottom. They're an adolescent and they are shit at this job.
I think his name is Jimmy Bungle.
Jimmy Bunkle.
Bungle, as in.
Oh, Jimmy
fuck
Bungle.
up. So you either call him Bungle or Jimmy, as needed.
Damn it, Bungle!
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Jimmy Bungle, the incompetent, failed human son of the owner, great at juggling, good at screaming, bad at lying, terrible at women. We have our
So,
characters.
Did you say that he's undercover? Like people don't know that he's the boss?
What's the important
Yeah.
detail?
Yeah, so but other people don't know because he's supposed to like be not getting any advantages.
It's
Now,
like undercover
is
boss.
he supposed to be undercover and everybody knows? Or he's supposed to be undercover and it's working, nobody knows?
And it's working.
I think that is up to the individual.
Okay,
as
so
to
we're
how
not going to
much
make
they
any
are
statements about that fact
present.
just yet.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay,
Not
great.
yet.
Not yet.
So let's get right. Nobody should know he's the boss's son, and yeah, we can take from that what
No
we
one
will.
was intended to know.
Yeah.
People
But
have
he
been
is a
told
failed
to
son.
say they don't know.
But then he wasn't good at lying about it.
He is bad at lying, so
and bad at getting fired when he should have.
Okay, so the skills we have, and the only things you can roll on are these verbs. So everything you do in the game will involve these verbs. So we have peeling, tasting, jumping, communicating, charming, bouncing, sword fighting, dancing, juggling, screaming, lying, and women, and then 4 more at my discretion.
Ooh.
So I'm going to put in cooking. You've all got a +0 to cooking, as well as everybody else's skills that you didn't pick. I'm going to go for sneaking.
nice.
Cooking, sneaking. Let's say piloting. We are on a ship here. In fact, sailing. Let's call it
Oh,
sailing.
yeah. Sailing.
Nice.
What else might be
So maybe have something
pertinent?
for spacing. For all of the technology and space shit we have in this. I just like spacing.
Spacing. Let's go for spacing. So, like, it's, things to do with space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
So, I mean, if you want to try and do something that is a contested role and you don't necessarily, you don't need to think too much about what the skill is. If you haven't decided that, I will determine which of these skills is applicable, I suppose. But bear in mind, these are the main ways you will interact with the problems you face.
Nice.
So playing the game. Once the setting and characters are created, all characters begin with 10 hit points and any items it would make sense for them to have.
Ooh.
As long as it makes sense for your character to have it, you've already got it. When you roll on your skill verb, you roll 2d6. Anything 6 or under is a failure. 7 to 9, mixed success. 10 to 12, perfect success. But whenever you do roll a failure, mark down a little tally because you can use that failure to give you a bonus +1 to any future roll, to a maximum of +2 on a single roll.
Noted.
If you want to assist one of your teammates on their roll, go ahead. You just roll with one of your skill verbs, and if you succeed, you give them a +2 or a +1, depending on your level of success. During gameplay, statements we make about this world can still come true, but you guys are going to have to roll for it. So if you want to literally stop the action and make a statement about the world that you've just thought of, then you can roll 2d6, and if you roll high, then it will happen. It will become the truth about this world. In fact, it retroactively will have been the truth about this world all along.
The whole time.
Oh.
Amazing. So it's 6 or lower was a fail. 7 to 9 mixed,
Mhm.
and then
And
10
10
plus.
10 plus is a full success.
It's the usual.
It's nice and easy to remember. 2 digits, good number. Don't be afraid to be silly and stupid. This is a silly and stupid game.
Too late.
Check mark.
I think we're fine.
I'm already far too afraid.
I think we did it.
I think we have
Yup.
done it. So, you awaken in a strange place.
What's the name of the game?
All 3 of you happen to be on the main dining deck of the boat right as this happened. Big Gene has been sent on a 3rd smoke break
Yeah.
because realistically how much meat actually needs cutting. The chefs kind of prefer to do that themselves. It's only the stewing meat. Big Gene's already prepared enough for the week, and that's
Shit.
already too much because it's not going to be fresh. So Big Gene is just stepping out of the kitchen for a breath of not really fresh air, but recirculated space boat air.
Wonderful.
Meanwhile, Regula, as Purple Guy, is sitting at a table right next to where Gene is coming out. As Purple Guy has been waiting for a waiter to wait their table, but instead has been continually bombarded with legal questions from the staff of the ship, even though he's supposed to be on his holiday. Meanwhile, Jimmy Bungle, working at the bottom, obviously has taken a role just clearing tables, doing dishes, and is bungling his way across the room as all 3 of you all turn and notice at the exact same moment something rather distressing happening. As the head chef, Blog, I already hate that name, but he's Blog now, it's true.
These are the rules.
Head chef Blog
What are the rules?
is Weekend at Bernie's style, trying to carry what is quite clearly to all three of you a dead body
No.
through the restaurant. And in fact, all three of you recognize this person as being a universe-renowned food critic.
Oh boy, that was a bold move to just bring him right out here.
Straight out.
Right out here.
All three of you, having some ties to this place, have the vaguest ideas that this chef has a bit of an ego on them.
Yeah.
Chef Blog kind of considers themselves to be everything that is good about this restaurant.
Oh.
And it wouldn't take too much to put two and two together to think that Chef Blog, terrified upon the discovery of a dead body, wants to protect their reputation by disposing of this body somehow. But
He's gonna cannibalism him.
they are going about it in a very peculiar way.
Sir, I'm afraid there's a problem with the chef. And if you realize that you weren't deaf and blind, you would see that there's a body in the kitchen. And we better get a shift in. And then I, run towards the kitchen.
I'm sorry, young man. Are you speaking to me?
Yes, sir. You have lovely fur.
I do not have any... I appreciate your attempts at speaking politely, but you may address me in a more colloquial manner. I am just a simple space lawyer. Now, and I sort of look across at the chef, Weekend at Bernieing this corpse out into the restaurant. This begins to make some sense of why the crew have been bombarding me with questions about the legal ramifications of disposing of a corpse.
Well, there is a problem, sir, that a death of a critic would cause a stir.
Yes.
And he looks
Yes,
at Big
certainly-
Gene and then is like, I'm gonna ask for backup. And then it's like, no. It just sort of dissolves internally.
Yeah, whatever. We can't. It's opening night. It wouldn't be right if there was some kind of biohazard.
And this lizard.
On this lizard, and you know what? I'm on my smoke break, and it ain't my mistake. So, but I'll carry it if you.
Bury it.
Ah!
I'll carry it if you bury it.
But I'll carry it if you bury it.
Oh,
Put it on a t-shirt.
This accent
Put it on a t-shirt.
with the rhyming has just got some real 80s hip hop vibes. And
Yeah.
This is like what Marky Mark meant to do. Field of vibrations.
So as the three of you immediately spotting yourselves as being, maybe not the grown-ups in the room, but certainly the only three members of staff who are aware of this problem. The chef, you can now see, head chef Blog strides past. They've tied their shoelaces to the shoelace of one leg of the dead critic, but unlike Weekend at Bernie's, they don't have a compatriot at the other side, so they're sort of puppeteering that other side as best they can. Now, Chef Blog is a large creature, so they kind of get away with a little bit.
I would like to assist with my excellent juggling skills.
Oh!
So I need just a picture here, verbalized. Does that mean you're kind of gonna throw limbs up in the air to try and puppeteer this corpse slightly more realistically?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it look like he's like jive dancing. You know in The Simpsons where Moe does that, like, jive dancing for self-defense? Like, that's what's happening.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm here for it.
So I'm gonna need a dice roll here for this.
Hell yeah.
But we're talking juggling, which I do believe Jimmy
I have a
Bungle's got a
+2
+2 in.
It's still gonna be a 7, which is success with a cost.
I'd be happy to throw an assist in.
What skill will you use to assist?
All right, charm. I think Regular is going to sort of stand up while Jimmy is doing this macabre corpse puppeting and say something to the crowd to try and smooth this over. I will roll before I decide what it is that I've said.
I appreciate that.
That's an 8.
Is that including your
So
+2?
mixed. Yes. That is including my +2. So that's a mixed
Also
success.
mixed success, but that does give us a +1. Unfortunately, that bumps the 7 only up to an 8 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
hey.
we're mixed.
You succeeded, you just didn't help.
Seems our friend here has had a little too much to drink, I think, he says to the assembled crowd. Don't laugh at me.
Mid.
Yes, I know. You knew that was what this was going to be like, so you did this on purpose to make me look bad, right? So that's what you're going to get, you know.
So as Regula stands up and addresses the crowd, a lot of people look up from their meals who, frankly, weren't looking up before. But they all sort of like titter and laugh as they see the strange, drunken movements of the food critic, which are only intensified when Jimmy comes in and starts juggling them limbs in a jive dance. Fortunately, the in-house band up on a stage in the sort of far corner of the room immediately go into some very, 1940s inspired dance music. We're talking really fast jazz.
Excellent.
And you're kind of getting away with it. Nobody certainly believes that the food critic dancing through the restaurant floor is dead.
Of course not.
For now.
Okay. Bubblegum.
But you've run into the problem that everybody is now watching. Some people even clapping along. Irritatingly, most of them haven't managed to get the backbeat, so the predominant clap ends up being on the 1s and 3s, which is just always very, very annoying. But what are you going to do? This is a high-class restaurant, not a jazz club. And Blog turns to Jimmy.
Yes?
What do you think you're doing? I have this under control.
I'm helping. And yelping.
Blog gives a deep glare, but intones with their head across the room.
We just gotta make it across there to that escape hatch and eject this thing before anybody sees.
People need to know that he was off the boat before he started to bloat. And I look at the hatch, and has the hatch got Jimmy Bob's steamboat, an excellent night, like some sort of branding on it. It's like if we put him in that, people are going to be like,
Blog, yeah, understandably a little bit egotistical, a little bit quick to action perhaps, suddenly furrowed brow, realizing that they are making a bit of a mistake.
I didn't think of that. Heck! Help me get this thing back to its room then.
and I'm gonna...
So as Jimmy continues the juggling, as the other two of you sort of close in around this and just hide things as best you can, and Jimmy and Blog begin carrying / juggle dancing the dead body back towards the residential part of the ship.
I am going to follow and hopefully not attract too much attention in doing so. So I sort of nonchalantly get up from the table and follow after these guys as they head back towards his room.
Are you sneaking for a +0?
Sure, why not?
Let's see the sneak roll.
Let's do it. Oh, it's a 6.
It's a 6. That's a failure.
No,
Six.
that's a failure.
I shall
Everybody
mark a failure.
sees as you get up and the chair screeches on the floor.
Oh, no.
And being that you already did address the entire restaurant, you're kind of on people's radar a little bit. So everybody does, in fact, see the regular ass-purple guy get up and leave with the chef, the critic, and Jimmy. Is Jean also going to follow?
Jean is gonna create a distraction.
So perhaps spotting that regular guy has made a bit of a scene.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make it worse, but
maybe
in a
not.
different direction. So,
Perfect.
I'm gonna kind of stand in the visual direction of what's happening and peel off a large swath of skin.
Are you shedding? Are you shedding on the dining room floor again?
Yeah. And I'm gonna, just do that, the whole arm. The whole arm.
Oh, I'm...
In
People are trying
the,
to
general
eat here.
area.
People are
Yeah,
trying
I
to
know,
eat
and
here,
I
Jean.
figured that might...
Well, okay, give me a dice roll.
Oh, it's got to be a peeling roll,
It's,
surely.
it's peeling. Yeah,
That's
it's
definitely
peeling.
a peeling roll. I mean, was there ever a question?
When you see
It's
it.
peeling and appealing.
Okay, well, I got an 8. So, I
pretty
mean,
appealing.
Wow, the wild, they when they out here fleeing from the thing that you be seeing, and we are trying to hide it before somebody sights it, and then we there's a lot of things going on in the ship tonight. Eat your food. It'll be all right.
Stunning.
So, polite at least as he does it, Big Gene stands up, catching everybody's eye, and begins peeling away at the entirety of the external scaly lizard skin of one arm.
I'm just gonna let it go onto the floor.
And
can I roll to add something to the story?
most certainly you can. We were talking a new statement for our universe, yes?
Is that divesting oneself of like layers is a very like sort of it's currently a trend. Like it's kind of like a little bit cool for the kids to do.
Okay. Well, give me a dice roll for that, because that will change everything.
10.
Boom. Okay. So there is another statement about this universe, and that is,
I think it's getting it all off in one. I think that's like
that's the thing. It's like when you peel an orange and you get the whole thing off in one go.
It's all coming full circle.
That's how
peeling
you
off
get
an
a +2
external
in
layer
women.
of oneself all in one piece is trendy and cool right now.
Trendy and cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm obviously
Amazing.
trying to do it. I'm definitely trying.
That's what matters.
So as Big Gene manages to take off that entire molting layer of one arm, like a big translucent ball glove, and hold it up for all to see. There's at first
Amazing.
there's polite applause, but very quickly some of the younger diners have got their space phones up, and they're filming this thing because they are going to post it to intergalactic social media, because this is a good one, you know. Like,
It's a distraction.
people are doing it all over the place, you know, peeling off these layers, especially obviously people who are natural molters.
Yeah.
You know, some other species have to use supplements to get their skin to come off in one piece. It's, you know, it's a little bit less cool, a little bit try hard even, you know. Like, humans doing it is kind of the most upsetting to see, because like,
Yeah, it
get,
sort of
get in your
doesn't.
lane, humans. But regardless,
Doesn't work the
Gene's
same way.
distraction has in fact paid off better than one might expect. In fact, I'm going to say that given that the rules of engagement changed in the middle of me about to say it was a mixed success, it's kind of elevated it to a de facto full success,
Incredible.
Perfect.
allowing
Hell yeah.
everybody else to sneak out the doors into the hallways that lead to the rooms where people can stay on this cruise.
Where some of us will stay forever.
Now, we should get this gentleman back to his room as fast as possible. And I cannot think of a rhyme for possible right now, and I think that is okay.
I mean, we're among friends now. It's only
This is a heightened situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
we don't have to be
Blog,
as polite.
That means we can say
chef.
shit and damn it.
What happened? Did you find him like this and then bring him out into the restaurant? What possessed you, sir?
I found him like this, and it was not my food that done it.
He was in his room?
He was in his room when he was dead. I can't say why I went in there, but it was not good that I did that.
You
So-
cannot say why you were in there, or you will not say
I would
why
like
you
to
were
add
in
a
there.
statement to the universe, please. Please.
Don't give her this power.
I mean,
Yes,
unfortunately,
of
the
course.
rules of the game have, in fact, given her this power.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm so sorry.
Do it. Well, roll to see if the statement's
Yeah,
true
I would like
first.
to. Can I
Yeah.
roll and then tell you? What
Roll
it
and
up.
then reveal. This is unprecedented, and I will allow it.
Nice. I got a 9. So I think that the blogs and this food critic have been in a long and torrid affair.
Oh my
A
god.
sort of like complicated. You know, he reviews food. And how can you ever believe that he really likes your food because he's a critic, but also he knows it'll ruin you if he ever says it's rubbish. And so they're having this sort of like strange and protracted affair.
Tell me my food was undercooked.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some of that in the bedroom.
Well, there's a mixed success on that. So I'm going to say that, yes,
But they broke up.
head chef blog and this food critic have been in a long-standing relationship, and it has been difficult for their professional relationship. But I'm going to go on to sort of say that there's more mystery to this critic's arrival on the ship than is even knowledge amongst the staff. The staff know about the relationship, but
Secret wedding.
Secret wedding.
So secret.
Have we, if we're sort of back in, are we back in the critic's room at this point?
let's say you're working your way in through the door, dragging the body in.
Great. I want to have Glog lay him on the bed, and then I would like to attempt to establish a cause of death, please. I would like to. I want to find out how this guy died.
You want to do it by spacing or tasting, my guy?
Space on top,
Spacing or tasting. I mean, those are probably some of the more likely ones.
Spacing. I could peel him to try and find out.
Spacing, tasting, peeling, and wailing.
Hold on. Wait. What is the gender of this food critic?
Oh, we have not established a gender of the food critic.
A woman. In which case, I could roll women to try and find out. That makes sense, right? I don't know.
I think it's a woman if you want it to be. It's an NPC. I feel like that's like.
Yeah, I mean, I've only written down theys thus far about this food critic, so
that's it. That is completely fair, and I think in that case, let's keep him a they because
cool.
That's preferable. Cool.
I feel like what you said, tasting,
I guess.
Tasting is probably
tasting.
I will lean down and lick
just
the
a little
food critic's forehead to attempt to establish the cause of death.
Well done.
I mean, that seems actually quite lawyery. If you're an alien lawyer, I mean, tasting things and making these judgments, I can see that.
I see it.
Okay. I failed earlier. Can I give myself some kind of bonus on this?
Oh, yes. Your failures gives you a +1 that you can use later. So if you would like to use it now.
I'm going to use it right now to give myself a +1 on tasting. Oh, boy. That's a 12.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
You really tasted him.
I taste the hell out of this corpse.
You tasted them so good.
You know what they had for dinner 30 years ago.
Regula leans over the bed, extending.
Just imagine this huge,
hot grimace-sized
hot grimace in a white suit, looming
extending
over
a tongue that is
very sensitive tongue,
like a butterfly.
Average at tasting on a good day, but you know, certainly with some sort of capacity to ascertain cause of death purely by taste. I'm going to assume it's just sort of an innate.
Yes, I have numbed much of my taste buds with fine wine and cigars, but yes.
But the killing taste buds are still alive.
And as Regula tastes again, sort of mulls the taste around a little bit, he is suddenly struck with an innate understanding of exactly the cause of death. And it was blunt force trauma to the head.
No.
You got to turn him over and be like, "Oh, he's got a bonk." You're like, "No, I must lick him."
100%. No, I'm just gonna lick him. I will whirl around to Jimmy and Blog.
I would like to say that I'm keeping watch outside the door, so I may accidentally, perchance, be accosted by some women. Thank you.
Well, now that you've said that you may be accosted by someone, I'm just going to roll a dice. But you're not accosted by anyone at the minute.
You succeeded on your accosting check. I'll whirl around. Chef, I'm afraid they've been murdered. Foul play is afoot, my friend.
No.
That's how this man met his end.
God damn it, Jimmy.
And I give a little shimmy on the other side of the door.
God damn it, Jimmy. Give a little shimmy.
I feel like at this moment, Big Gene busts through the door.
Just kicking through?
Just kicking through Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yes. Says nothing.
Big Gene bursts in and stands in silence in the room.
Looking very raw from the recent peeling.
At this information, head chef Blog, you see tears forming in their eyes.
I'm sure he felt no pain, but then again...
I think Big Gene is freaked out by crying. Like, just as a principle.
Well, now that you've said it...
Oh, no, you're right.
You're right.
Big Gene is freaked out by crying.
But I have to roll, don't I? I have to roll. I might fix this. somehow. And
I think you can make statements about your character's backstory and traits
I think that's
quite
okay.
freely.
Okay.
You don't have to roll for them, and I will
Okay.
hold you to them, like the strict god
you know
I
what?
am.
Big Gene's freaked out by crying, and what are y'all are standing around? You're doing a tasting. All this on this guy that I've been basting, and I just
No!
I'm sorry.
the only word I could think of.
Big Gene, is this some kind of admission of guilt?
No, I just been.
You have basted this man?
You've basted him. He was basting him, and I point at Blog.
I just means that when I was smoking, like I do when I am token on the outside of the kitchen, that's my hobby. It is bitching, and I done seen him in the evening. He was walking, looking greebly, and then
Gene.
and
please.
that's when I smoked
Gene,
on his
Gene,
body.
we are in private. We are in private.
Yeah.
We are all friends
Oh
here.
yeah, okay.
Please, for a single moment, speak plainly. I would love to understand
boss.
what it is you are trying to convey.
It's just that like I'm not talking is not really my bag, and but I smoked.
I understand.
I vaped on this guy, and I worried about it. What if he was allergic?
No, he has been struck repeatedly in the head with a heavy object.
Oh.
And whilst your vape clouds are notoriously thick, I do not
They
believe
are.
that they are thick enough to cause this level of cranial trauma.
Okay, thank you.
So now that we have established Big Gene's innocence,
Thank you.
I would like to roll to make something true.
Absolutely. We've established a bit of a timeline as well, because Big Gene has seen the critic alive today on the prior smoke break.
That is true. All right. No word of a lie. That is a 6 and a 5.
Well then.
What I would like to make true is that the steamboat is imminently about to make another stop.
Oh yes.
At which point, many things will happen, including the potential for a murderer to escape, and inspections, that kind of thing.
A body to be posted.
A body, yes. If we're gonna solve this thing, then we have limited time in which
we have to do a lockdown.
That's what I want to make true.
This just turned into Clue.
Yes.
Exactly.
Who are our main suspects? If we're looking around the audience of the evening,
So,
obviously we've been walking around kind of looking at people.
I mean, everybody might be a suspect, but certainly Head Chef Blog.
Who's got a motive?
Head Chef Blog has ties to the victim and is, supposedly the one that found the body. But there are also a few other shady characters that you could pin this on.
If we want to frame somebody.
I'll tell you something that is immediately gives me cause for not cause for concern, but certainly seems strange about this here murder. Now, why would you bludgeon a man over the back of the head when you are carrying a sword?
Everybody
We
in
are all
this universe
carrying swords.
carrying a sword.
Each one of us, I would remind the audience, why in the world would you choose blunt force trauma? Now, there's, I've had some experience in a legal capacity. There's something. A sword is a long, sharp piece of metal. You have a person at the other end of it. It is not very personal. Well, not in your case, Jimmy. Your sword is very small, but still.
Oh.
It's a tiny little sword.
It'll get.
He's got it. It'll get. No, you'll grow into it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's proportional.
It is.
Hey, don't
and that
worry,
is a
little
shame.
guy. If your sword make you cry, it's one day you're gonna get
Gene's-
real big, like Big Gene.
Big Gene's sword, on the other hand, is enormous. Truly,
Big sword energy.
Disproportionately
just dragging
so.
along, just huge, dragging along behind you. It's just carving up the floorboards wherever you go.
So, is the current line of thinking that the murderer might be someone who does not despite all expectation, have a sword on them right now.
I think we may be looking for somebody without a sword. I know that is hard to imagine, but somebody on this boat is not carrying a sword. Or at least they were not when this murder was perpetrated.
But how could you
So
get
we-
aboard if you do not have a sword? That is
Exactly. That sign is written next to where you board on the gantry. Exactly. That was kind of a rhyme, sort of. I did
Oh,
it
it's
by
pretty
accident.
good. Pretty good. So, do we need to do a sword inspection?
Oh yes. Line them up.
I tell you what. Let us call all the passengers into one place. I will keep them occupied for a time, and perhaps one or both of you could sneak around, see if there's anybody hiding anywhere. We have everybody in one place. Easier to search where somebody might be hiding. What do you think?
I think that's good. And this house is made of wood.
This is a boat, Jimmy. We're on a boat.
Fuck.
As the three of you have been discussing the murder and working out a plan of action, head chef Blog has been rearranging the corpse, placing the arms across the chest, closing the eyes.
Now he looks hella dead. Are you fucked in the head?
I've changed my tact. I no longer wish to dispose of the body of my former lover. I want to, with the aid of you, my new friends, solve this mystery before we make port and the killer escapes.
Excellent.
And I have inexplicably changed accents somewhere along the line.
That's fine. Mine is all over the place. The fact that you were attempting to dispose of the body in the first place does cast some suspicion over you, sir. But I do not believe in this moment that you are the murderer. You are carrying a sword, of course. So it seems unlikely that it would be you. But do stay with us. I think that would be best.
Head chef Blog does in fact have a very traditional broadsword strapped across their back in a scabbard.
Is the blade there?
Well, that's can only be assumed. I mean, yeah, you see the handle of a sword, you see the scabbard that would normally contain a blade. If
What
you
do
wanted
you
to know
mean
more
normally?
about that, you would have to use some sort of
So good
skill
at
type
this.
verb.
I see.
I would like to
Peel him.
exit the room and peel this man. Can I use my tiny sword to peel a hole in the bottom of the scabbard without him noticing to see if there's a sword in the bottom?
Well, if you want to do it without them noticing, I think this is a peeling roll. Let's keep
It
things
sounds
simple.
like you need a distraction.
I do. How did you know?
All right, so
Remove another layer.
before we do the peeling roll,
Big
Just
Dean
getting
just gets
smaller and smaller and smaller. Yeah.
I think we need to ascertain the means and success of this distraction first, and then allow Jimmy to attempt the peeling, right?
I only do one type. It's like I rip fat vape clouds and I peel my skin off, and that's it.
Okay.
Well, we've done
and which
peeling
of those
skin,
two things are you
so-
doing right now?
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna rip a fat vape cloud because I feel
Nice.
like,
Now, does that count as a tasting roll?
yeah,
Ooh.
because we are
could be-
all gonna taste it.
We are all going to taste this. Yeah. You're
Whether we
right.
want to or not.
Man, we're using tasting for a lot of stuff.
You didn't think we would, but here we
I mean,
are.
this is supposed to be a delicious steamboat adventure.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, I would like to see a tasting roll for this sweet,
Oh.
thick vape cloud.
thick vape cloud. Okay, great. So it's a 4.
Weak.
I just-
thin.
Put a little
I
note
just-
down.
I
You got a
thought-
+1 for later.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
+1 for
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
so
Mark
failures are
a
good
fail.
things.
It's sure, and I thought, I feel like you could kind of tell that I thought I was good at it, and I think I still thought I was good at it when I saw it. I think I still felt pretty proud when it eked out, like a
So as
little
Big Gene
miasma.
fires up the vape, puffs on it, and blows out. It's just a bomb-ass vape cloud, filling up the room. But it does not catch the eye of head chef Blog, who, still, looking down on the corpse, and then turns around to face the three of you.
So, how are we going to get everybody in one place? Because I've got a few ideas.
And as he goes on about it, Jimmy
I would like to peel.
can make the peeling
Okay.
attempt.
Peel. Is it
It's a
good
fat
feeling?
9, baby.
It's a fat
Yeah.
9. Okay, it doesn't matter
Next.
that the distraction didn't work because Jimmy sneaks
Doesn't
around and expertly begins peeling back.
I've been watching Big Gene a lot, but don't tell her I said that.
Don't tell me. I'll be
And
weird
as-
about it.
Jimmy peels back a section using his sword. He sees that inside the scabbard is a decided hollow absence of a blade.
Blunt force trauma.
I would like to scream.
Well, you're very good at it.
Roll
At
it.
a +1.
But what is the intent of the scream?
No, I'm just shocked and horrified.
I feel
Oh.
like you have to scream because you peeled blog and they're gonna know. They're gonna feel it. And then
Yeah.
what's gonna happen to you and me? We're in here. We're little guys.
With a murderer,
And like
Yeah, I'm letting
potentially.
everyone else know the situation.
this
which
is the alarm.
no bueno. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to need to see a screaming roll.
it's a scream of a 5. I'm like,
Jimmy screams. I mean, everybody hears the scream. Of course they do. They're all in the
Yep.
same room. But the
Oh.
intent of the scream does not come across. None of you realize that Jimmy has just seen the unthinkable, the absence of a blade upon a person in this universe where everyone, bar none, carries a sword. So instead, you just see Jimmy screaming, and Blog hears Jimmy screaming and turns around
Yeah.
to face Jimmy, and Jimmy can see those cold, angry eyes, although the other two cannot, as Blog attempts to snatch at Jimmy.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
I think the wee lad is ill. I should probably take him back to the kitchen for some medicine.
no, I think that you are a nice man with no issues and problems, and everything's fine. I saw a frog in the corner, and it gave me a fright.
Was that a rhyme? I kind of lost it halfway through. The boy does seem unwell. Perhaps he could use, a rest. This has all been very exciting for him, I'm sure.
No,
Jimmy, why'd you cry? You are but a little guy, and if you think you saw a frog in the corner without a log, and who would let it on the ship? Who could let our hygiene slip? While there is a food critic among us.
Really good.
go on.
Shit, I can't remember words.
Among
Elizabeth
us, I guess.
Fungus.
Among us, fungus.
Yes.
They will discover the secret fungus that we've been hiding all this time. And the health inspector
now
could not find.
Speaks in rhyme.
And now the frog is going to warn them. Now that you made a big fucking noise, my man. What is it that you are trying to do? Block. You know we don't have meds in the kitchen. The first aid kit been empty for 2 years.
So it is decided. I'll take Jimmy, you find the frog and hide it.
Okay.
No.
And Blog attempts to guide Jimmy out of the room.
Cool. I would like to make a lying -1 roll to attempt to communicate to my fellows
By all means.
that something is wrong with Blog, and I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with a fat 3,
Fat 3. Okay, well, this
it's
lie
real good.
is already
So are you
destined
trying to use-
fail.
Yeah. So are you trying to use your lying skill in reverse here?
Yeah.
Naomi? Is that what you're about to do? Because I know bullshit when I see it.
Yes.
So what is the lie that Jimmy is about to tell?
Oh no, that was my lie. That's what I was trying to do, was the thing with the frog.
Oh.
I was trying to do a reverse.
I
like
see. So you are
Yeah.
in the...
It's
you
too
know,
late.
everything's
Everyone's like, the
okay.
frog exists, and it's a problem.
Wait, but we're looking for the frog.
I'm not.
So if
We're
anything,
looking
I'm
for
not
the
looking
frog.
for a
well, see,
frog.
I think you might not have been, but this dice roll has changed everything because,
Because we didn't find a frog.
well, now it's a certainty that was a lie and there was no frog.
Oh.
Boy,
Right.
Okay.
this
well, I
frog
think
I'm trying to find, I feel like I'm out of my mind. Don't be seeing any frogs.
I think there's a little soft, raspy steel sound as Regular draws his very fine, extremely expensive rapier and points it at Blog as he's trying to drag Jimmy out of the room. Just hold on a second there, Chef.
Blog immediately releases Jimmy and shoves him away and reaches one hand back to grab the handle of the broadsword strapped to their back.
Don't make me do this. I don't want to do this.
You don't want to do what?
I don't want to. I don't want to draw it. Don't make me. I'm very, very good at swordsmanship.
Yes, I imagine you are a big fella like yourself.
And a blush goes over Blog's cheeks as they hold on to the handle but do not draw their supposed blade.
Quick,
Jimmy, what did
stab him in the
what did you
jaw.
see?
Because he won't draw. He ain't got no stick. He's a critic killing dick.
Understood. I am not in the habit of stabbing folks who have not drawn a weapon on me. Not good form for a lawyer, I'm sure you understand.
I'm not a lawyer. And so I do what I like.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So Jimmy's going for the stab.
His tiny little sword.
Oh,
You stab him in the kidney.
I'm gonna have a sword. What do we call it? Sword fighting roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a fat 7.
It's a fat
so I do
7.
it with consequences.
Oh yes.
So Jimmy stabs with the tiny blade, and Blog, eyes widening, waiting till the last moment, draws. And you see, to your shock and disbelief, that although there is the handle of an old-fashioned broadsword, it has a tiny little dagger-like blade. For Blog is, in fact, carrying a sword. It is simply rather small. And Blog fails to parry and is given a quick stab to the kidneys, collapsing to one knee.
It's not the size that counts. It's how you use it.
That's my bad. Well, it would have been. But it seems like you'll be going home in a tin.
And as Blog...
We'll run our beautiful restaurant. We're not chef. We'll
Blog
die in a restaurant.
coughs
And then I look
at a restaurant.
in a restaurant, and then I look at Gene, and I'm like, "What?"
You know what? It's probably fine because, I'm gonna roll cooking.
Hell yeah!
What,
Cook these motherfuckers.
what are you cooking up?
I'm gonna cauterize Blog's wound
Ah, okay.
with my sword
okay.
and my vape.
That holds up. You can, yeah.
It
Yeah.
does.
I mean, you heat up the sword with the vape, cauterize the wound.
Well, while this is going on, I think Regular's gonna sort of turn to Jimmy, just be like, Jimmy, what in the name of fuck is going on? And also, if you rhyme during your explanation, I will stab you.
Jimmy just you get the impression that he's attempting to swallow his own tongue. That is the vibe that you get. And he says nothing.
Well, in that case, let's get that cooking roll for the cauterization of the
for
wound.
sure.
Okay, well, I rip a fat one, and just so you know, I actually got a 12.
Oh,
So I'm cooking.
The room is just, we're all blinded.
Boss!
What flavor is it?
Boss! It's cheese. Boss! Boss! It's like Parmesan. Boss! Boss, don't worry about it. I fucking saw this on the internet. No, that went on my brain, and it's fine. Boss!
Jimmy,
Boss, don't...
Jimmy, you done well.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
You're
he's
done.
talking to you. Boss is talking to you.
You done wrong.
He's just
You
a
stab
boy,
me and
boss. He's just a boy.
I'm gonna make sure that you will never work in this industry ever again.
Boss, we all cut a guy in the kitchen. We've cut a guy in the kitchen, and you know how it is. You
Yeah,
cut a guy.
When you cut a guy in the kitchen, it was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
cut a
funny
guy.
because it wasn't me.
Yeah, I see what you. I've never cut you, boss.
If we don't want this grudge to linger, I'll let you take 2 or 3 finger.
Now, hold on
Jimmy,
a
it's not a good
second.
deal. That's not a good deal.
Before anybody starts cutting fingers off of each other.
It'll be fine. It'll be fun.
Jimmy, I don't got
it-
enough
it
vape
lose
for that.
the little one.
I don't got enough vape for that.
I simply wish to establish a modicum of sense in this situation.
Why?
Chef, did you kill your former lover? Now, that was never a secret. I know that you all attempted to keep it one, but it never was. Did you kill him?
Kill him. I invited him here.
And Blog pulls out a ring from inside their pocket.
To propose. And as you can see, if I wanted him dead, I could have stabbed him
With your tiny sword,
you?
yes.
in the head.
What a weird thing to say. I guess.
He's the love of my life, and I could have stabbed him if I
just
wanted
want you to know that I also could have done it. And
I
that's
have it
why
in
I
me.
didn't.
No matter what anyone says, I could stab a guy. Okay?
I could stab
don't be
a
saying
guy.
that I couldn't,
I could do it.
and I will, and I have.
All right, so we still have a murderer at large then.
And more importantly, enough time has been wasted that the steamboat is pulling into docks slowly. You can all feel it slow down, and you can all hear the familiar tinkle on the PA as the captain announces that you
Someone's
will be
pissing on the
arriving
PA?
at dock within the next 5 minutes.
What? It never happens this
We
fast.
do not have long. To the ballroom.
To the ballroom.
I would like to ask for a Adam West era Batman TV show star. Yeah, thank you.
So, some short while later, the 4 of you have made your way into the ballroom, stepping
Probably.
straight in. I feel like time has elapsed to the point that we cut into a scene where you are lined up at the front of the room, ready to make your case. As all the ballroom are already looking up in your direction, still
Yeah.
sitting at their tables, finishing their dessert, but alert.
Nice. I see what you did there.
So, thanks for coming to our lovely sunning, on our solar boat. We're all afloat. My name's Jimmy, and I give a little shimmy. And this boat is owned by my dad, and so you should be glad, because if I see your sword, you might win a horde.
Gasps all around, especially from the staff, as suddenly Jimmy Bungle's
I ripped my
identity is
shirt off, and I've
revealed.
got the fucking logo for the ship, tattooed.
You've got the Bungle family crest. Just it's been like they brand cattle. It's just,
Yeah, but it's like the size of a fucking dish plate.
yeah, right on your
Well,
chest.
Jimmy, what I said before about you being fired, or like, I mean, it's tongue in cheek, just a bit of banter amongst peers. That we are peers, Jimmy.
The boss was kidding. You know that. The boss is fine now. All that fat, it rolled right over that little wound. He's okay.
If you stay chef, then I'll stay deaf to your pleas of mercy.
Well,
Our seventh sea.
Jimmy, I had no idea you were the son of my employer. I shall endeavor in our relations going forward to treat you with more respect.
No.
No, you would not like me to make a concerted effort to rhyme when I talk to you?
I would like that very much.
Well, then that is what I'm going to do.
Yay! This is the best day of my
There
life.
you go. That's- and then I never speak to Jimmy again in the whole
Yeah.
day.
Oh,
I've told everyone that if they show us their swords,
Yes.
they could win
Yes, I'll
magical monies.
reinforce that.
Go
You
on, then.
heard the man, show us your swords, and perhaps the hoard will be yours.
and at that moment, everybody draws their sword, holding it aloft,
What a moment.
aside from 3 people. In the center of the room, there is a small, mysterious man wearing a hood pulled down over his eyes.
Oh.
Off in one corner, there is a big green person, and she is wearing a very tight, slinky red dress.
Oh.
Okay.
And all the way across, on the far left, actually sitting underneath the table, is a slightly anthropomorphized dog, but still wearing clothes and still, by all social
How
standards,
is he wearing pants? Is it like the back 2, or is it like all 4 but like low?
it's all 4.
Okay.
Because you've got to have a belt, because you've got to attach your scabbard.
You gotta cover your beehole.
Because this dog, despite being
That's the motto of our ship.
a 4-legged beast, as an intelligent being in this galaxy, is expected to carry a sword at all times.
Sure.
I yell and point, kill the swordless ones, and you'll receive a lifetime supply of buns.
Now, is that a screaming roll?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's an 8. Go on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's a mixed success.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh no.
You've riled these people up. You've given them a show. You've shown them dancing. You've shown them vaping. You've had a surprise rich kid show up. You've got them to draw their swords, and you've told them to kill the ones that don't have theirs drawn. And some of these people take you up on it.
Hell yeah.
But bearing in
I'm a
mind,
bad CEO.
2 of these people might be innocent.
They might. But
Okay.
we'll never find out.
I'm gonna roll my -2 communication.
Oh, good.
Don't worry. It's,
What's the worst that could happen?
What? Oh my god. Oh, well, I got a 3, so it's a 1.
Oh,
Then-
that's not good. That's as
That's very
bad as
bad.
it gets.
That's almost as bad as you can.
That's
yeah,
about
it's
as
pretty-
bad as it gets, and it kind of checks out. So I feel like Big Gene is just like, hey, wait, all you people, boy, you just wait a minute and see like why these other guys don't have a swords.
Big Gene's words fall on deaf ears as half the crowd begins to flee, tables flipping over, food flying everywhere. The other half of the crowd begin to surround the 3 potentially swordless members, their blades coming in close. Very precious time to do anything about this situation.
Quick, Pip, the straight man.
Solve everybody's
Fix the
problems at
fuckery
the
which we
final
have
hour.
provided.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Standing, I was sort of imagining us up on the sort of band stage, you know,
Yeah.
sort of slightly above the audience, and as Big Gene's words seem to incite even more chaos, and I see the now revealed son of the CEO sort of calling for murder
Yes,
next to me, and this horde of people half fleeing, half attacking.
absolutely.
Those buns are pretty good.
Regular as purple guy of the Nexus 5 as purple guys
The very ones.
is going to draw himself up to his full impressive hot grimace height.
Oh, delicious.
Hot grimace.
Yeah, rippling, just generally
All the way down.
beneath the suit, just all the way down, and then all the way back up again as well,
And around.
just all everywhere. And he is going to say out loud, but not to anyone in particular, I do not get paid enough for this, and I'm going to attempt to bounce away because this is a lost fucking cause, and I do not want to be involved. And these people I'm working with are insane, and if I do escape, I vow to spend the rest of my natural life repealing that fucking law that means people have to talk in rhyme all the time, because it's bullshit. and I will go to my grave attempting to stop that.
So you could say that not only is he bouncing out of the situation physically and metaphorically, but he's also bouncing from this job.
Yeah. This is. I don't see a way to recover this.
I'm going to need to see a bouncing roll.
Yeah.
What could happen here? What could happen here?
It's just a 7. It's a mixed.
It's a mixed success. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take that to mean what I choose for it to mean.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
As is your right.
As Regular begins to bounce, as only big-ass purple guys can.
Suit rips.
Yep.
And quickly gets over the fleeing crowds, into the corridors, along the way to the deck that leads out into the space station that this ship is pulling into as we speak. Crowds charging out behind him. Everyone who isn't murderous wants to get away from the murderous ones. The murderous ones are closing in. The other two, I'm going to allow you one final action to either save or further condemn the situation.
Big Gene, what you want to do?
Does Reg-Ular have like a tail, or what's the situation?
He doesn't have a tail, but there's like a lot of him, and he was next to you. If you want to try and hitch a ride, if that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna like climb him, but like Napoleon. You know, like how Napoleon rides up on a horse, like on its neck, looks real cool. and I'm like right up on his neck.
Now, do you have to jump in order to get up there?
Nah, I'm lizarding up.
No, I think you have.
I don't think there's a lizarding skill.
There's no lizarding skill, no.
Okay, just thought I'd try it, and fair enough.
There could be an argument for it being sailing or sneaking.
It's just
No, it's jumping.
But I think it's jumping.
Oh, you could sail me, yeah.
Okay, well, great, because I got a 9, so
Dope. It's happening.
something's happening.
With a consequence, I guess.
Could be worse. So Big Gene, seeing that this situation is really above his pay grade as well, jumps, and uncharacteristically well for being not a great jumper,
Thank you.
onto Regular as purple guy, clambering up onto his shoulder and riding the bounce all the way off the ship.
Oh,
Meaning-
we leave the entire ship.
Jimmy Bungle, who, I mean, is the only one who is trapped in the situation really by being the boss's son,
I feel like they're trapped in this situation with him. I think that's...
standing up the front of the room along with the head chef as those people with their swords close in to strike the final blows. What will Jimmy do?
I think Jimmy realizing, what he's created. I think he's going to turn this boat into a life of piracy. I throw off the chains of my father. This becomes my boat.
Respectable.
Yeah, and I think that the way that you would ride the Hot Grimace, I feel like that's what's happening with Blog, is I'm attempting to use Blog to corral people and saying, I think I tell them they've all passed my secret test, and I would like to do lying. At a
Lying.
-1.
Or is I was going to say, if you're beginning a life of piracy, is that sailing?
Could
Yes.
also be sailing.
It
Either
is.
fine.
It is a
You got any
sailing.
We've
fails?
not had a sailing
You got
roll
any-
yet, and I kind of want
Sure,
one. And
okay.
I know, I
You
feel
got
like
any fail bonuses to roll?
I feel like we are establishing, because I'm going to go with some epilogues here, given that
cool,
we've already heard what
Well, listen. What's important to know is that my sailing roll, I have rolled a 6, so I will be being torn apart by the guests, if that's okay.
Is
unfortunate.
that how you want to go?
Yeah, I think so.
That's magical.
It's delicious, isn't it?
So as Jimmy, trying
It's
to
delicious.
corral the crowd, climbing up onto Blog to gain a bit of height, and attempting to tell everyone, yes, you've passed the secret test. We're all pirates now. Unfortunately, that's not quite how things play out. As half the crowd escapes, the other half of the crowd are bloodthirsty. And they start by stabbing multiple times 3 people on the ground before they start turning on one another, trying to take what the others have, and swarming in around Blog and Jimmy. Blog tries to run but fails as he is stabbed in the back in the exact same place he was already stabbed in the kidneys once before tonight.
Whoops, my bad.
And a
Jimmy,
vape cloud comes out of the wound as
like
it gets reopened.
you waft.
Oh shit,
full of-
rings.
And Jimmy, like a character in a zombie movie, is engulfed under the crowd, that one hand coming down and stiffening as somehow or other he is killed
no.
by the very people he sought
it-
to turn into pirates.
Oh no, it all went wrong. I was my father's son all along.
Boo.
Don't worry, because as we sail through space, I'll whisper in your ear, "Boss, but you're my boss now. I work for you. That was such a cool thing to do, to take me with you into space. It sounds like we might need consent in order to make this permanent. I like you a lot, Hot Grimace from afar, but do you want to be my star? Probably not, and that's okay. I got my vape. Let's away."
There's just put his head in his hand.
You don't have to rhyme it back. I know that you like me. That's a fact.
Now,
You let me
now, Big
ride your
Gene.
neck.
Nick.
Big Gene, I have also always admired you, and so it is my pleasure to say
Dope.
I do.
Did you steal?
Hell
Did you
yeah.
steal the rings from the
Yeah,
from
for
Blonde?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
there
course
is
I
a
did.
wedding.
Of course I did.
After all,
Space wedding.
So
Let me
while,
just fly into the sun.
while you all failed to solve the murder,
Yeah.
Jimmy managed
Or really do very much of anything.
Jimmy did manage to defy his father's expectations and
did.
find himself and gain some confidence and possibly even up that woman skill up to maybe a 0.
Wow.
Before
Yeah,
dying,
he was a full 0 at women while he was being
before
killed.
dying a proud pirate. Big Gene and regular ass purple guy become a power couple, going
we
on
do.
to start their own law practice and try and take down the rhyming rules that have been enforced upon everyone for so long. Regular finds, however, to his intense dismay, that this puts a lot of public pressure on him, where he is forced to make very floral appearances on intergalactic television every
The only
single
way to stop it.
every single occasion of which he has to rhyme. And he finds that although things are going well, there's a lot of groundswell behind this movement, and maybe after 20, 30 years appealing the law, he may yet have his legacy of changing it. But he will have to abide by it even more intensely and publicly than ever before.
Maybe not in my lifetime, but perhaps in the lifetime of my tiny purple children.
Which
And
I
as-
will lay, because I'm a creature that makes eggs. And I might be a cook. I might eat them. But if we was human, we'd probably beat them.
Ooh,
That's,
Okay, cut that.
that's something I read.
I would
About
like
people.
to annul this marriage. I've made a terrible mistake.
It's fine. We don't do that. That's a human thing.
so the authorities swarm
dear.
the ship.
No, cut.
The authorities swarm the ship as it comes into dock, and they
Yes.
find carnage. They find overturned tables. They find the corpse of someone mysteriously beaten on the back of the head in one of the rooms, and they find
You know
3
what? No one's gonna
dead.
think it was the ship's fault.
Well, they might.
But no one's
Might
gonna
not.
No one's
blame.
gonna think it's the food.
No
They
one's gonna blame
find-
the food.
The dead bodies on the ground, 2 of which were very obviously swarmed under, 3 of which were brutally stabbed from all sides. There's a large purple woman in a slinky pink red dress who has a delicate golden blade at her side. There is a very suspicious looking man with a hood pulled all the way down.
The dog did it.
But when the hood is pulled back, it is revealed that it is actually a tiny man with a huge sword the hood went over. But the dog, that one little dog stabbed to death on the floor,
Oh, Jesus.
was unarmed. The dog was
I'll
not
get
carrying
you
a
and your little
sword,
dog too.
and the dog may have committed murder
left a manifesto that explained its motives in a later episode.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, something about only through violent insurrection that can a true swordless society be attained, etc., etc. Yeah.
Equality of sentient animal food and human food. No more food from tins for us, thank you.
No more food.
We can enjoy fine dining.
Whoa, what are you talking about? Food from tins?
It's the dog's breakfast, isn't it?
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I mean, if I could get beans in a little sort of, vacuum sealed bag, I would. So, guys, that was You Awaken in a Strange Place.
We sure did.
And lo, I died in a strange place, as I should.
I mean, Jimmy did tempt fate.
After seeing this universe, some might say that you were the most successful, Jimmy.
Yeah, maybe.
Because what a world. What a world.
In all fairness,
world
Taylor, you crushed the fucking rhyming. You crushed it. It was great. Very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I forgot to rhyme almost every single time I talk.
But
to
you
be
did
fair,
one, Dick.
Blog was distraught.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Naomi.
No, this is good.
But as I did state earlier, you did this so you could have fun watching me fail.
I think that you think too much. I was just like, this will be funny. Listen, it's not an episode unless Pip is very annoyed by whatever I'm doing.
With you specifically.
Yeah.
I just like that all three of you took the whole statement thing to mean like a drinking game rule.
Like I said something about this episode.
Yep.
It's entertainment.
Incredible.
Value.
And you know
Perfect.
what? It was delicious.
Hey,
Yeah,
ba-ba-bow.
truly
Nailed it.
solo sci-fi,
Nailed it.
delicious steamboat.
Delicious steamboat.
Steamboat was a good addition, my dude.
Delicious Steamboat Solar Sci-Fi.
Damn right.
Thank you so much, everybody, for playing.
Thank you for running.
And thank you
Yes.
very kindly to Naomi and Pip from Realms of Peril and Glory. Once again, check out them and their other projects. We're going to put links. I don't know why I'm pointing downwards like I'm on a YouTube video because this is an audio
like and
medium.
subscribe, baby.
But the links
Like and
are down below.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Slap the hell out of that bell.
Let's just hear about it one more time.
I would like to hear something.
I would like to hear about it. Pip, Naomi,
Yes.
what are you guys doing next? Like, if you,
Anything you want to pitch?
everybody out there, if y'all want to hear more of that, let's.
Well, I'll go first. Specifically, because we have a lot of stuff on the channel to choose from, I'm going to highlight two things. One, I'm going to highlight a series of actual plays of this game run by our very own James Barbarossa, who runs a bunch of people through You Awaken in a Strange Place. So it's a different self-contained story every time. You get to see the character creation, the world creation, and it's just super fun. So if you enjoyed this, you'll definitely enjoy the hell out of those. And also, I just want to shout out the first campaign we ever did on Realms, which is Veil, which is it's a fantasy campaign, bit of a sort of murder mystery set, fantasy city of magic and technology, murder and intrigue, powerful evils, and those who might attempt to stop them. And I would highly recommend it. And yeah, that's me.
And you're Pip
Amazing.
Gladwin.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. I'm that one guy. That's who I am. I'm Pip
That's
Gladwin,
great to add.
and if you have any interest in any stuff that I'm creating as a TTRPG enjoyer and voice actor, you can follow me on whatever the fuck Twitter is called now at Pip_Gladwin.
Very good.
Look for that.
Yeah. And I'm going to take over and say, hey, if you think the Veil might be your thing, if you didn't get enough of Pip being mad at me now, we have Liminal, which I would greatly encourage you to check out on Realms of Peril and Glory. I play a chicken nugget wizard, and Pip plays someone who's very grumpy with me and won't answer my texts. And I have been Naomi Clark, and you can find me at Naomi Thinks It all over the internet, including my show at The Kilda. And thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for being here. So, guys, listeners, check them out. There is actually another one of these collaborations going on over at Realms of Peril and Glory's own podcast channel.
Whoopsies.
And
Yeah.
Taylor and Dan are going to be over there playing this exact same game.
So if you didn't get enough,
Yeah, so that thing is up live. These have both gone up concurrently. So, if you've liked this one, now go listen to the other one.
it's like they're twins.
It's like that
Perfect.
show Wife Swap. Remember that?
Yeah,
It's a lot like that.
it's like that.
Hmm.
It's that. Who's the Dan's the wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are we all
Yeah.
the wife?
I am a wife.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think we're all wives
right.
because we're all swapped.
we're all swapped.
I'm the bratty children
Oh, there always were bratty
who
children
get
too, yeah.
who
Oh,
get
it's
stuck
not a
under
good
new
episode
rules.
if there's not a kid that's like, let's rip this in half.
So
Every
on that
single
note,
thing.
we're going to wrap up this recording and say,
Let's do it.
bye.
Bye.
Kakite. See you later.
See you soon.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_Bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.